Okay, so now that we got the big mega solo chunk kind of out of the way, we're going to go into something a little easier, and that's the verse. And the guitar part for the verse is really cool, it's very melodic, and it's just a couple notes that sort of dance around the first few strings. So I'll play the verse, and then I'll break it down, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is the verse. Okay, so it's really pretty simplistic, and basically what we're doing we're starting on an F sharp, B string 7th fret, and then we play A and E, 5th fret on both of them. And then we play the high A to D on the G string 7th fret, and then high A again, and then C sharp on the G string 6th fret. So it's kind of this descending line from F sharp to E to D to C sharp with an A in between all of them. Like that. And then we climb back up from the D on the 7th fret to E, F sharp, and then repeat. So we do that kind of thing twice. It's and then so now we climb up to the G from the E on the 5th fret, 2nd string. 5, 7, 8. And we do the same idea where we're playing an A in between each note, but this time our scale down is chromatic. So from the 8th fret G on the B string, then 7, then 6, then 5, with a high A in between all of them. And then we do the same thing as the first one. So like the first one is repeated twice, and then there's that different one where we climb up to the G, and then it's the first one again. So we start on the F sharp, E, D, C sharp, and then the climb up, again, E, D, C sharp, and then the climb up to G. G, F sharp, E, D, right? I'm sorry, that was my mistake. G, F sharp, F, E, and then the climb up to F sharp, just like the beginning, E, D, C sharp. So and that's the verse. Now the chorus has a little more bluesy element happening to it. It's kind of got this like blues feel. It's like almost like a walking bass line type of a deal. So I'll play the chorus now, which is kind of long, but it's got some repeated elements, and then I'll break it down and show you what I'm doing. So this is the chorus. Okay, so it's got this like repeated bass thing happening over the G. And that's kind of like makes up the bulk of the chorus. That happens on every repeat. Those are the first two bars. We play the low G 3rd fret, 6th string, B on the A string, 2nd fret, back to the G. And then we play the 5th fret D string for the G, or you could play an open G, doesn't matter. Or, sorry, doesn't matter. I prefer the closed G because I can control it, I can do some vibrato, you know, it's easier to control closed notes than it is open notes. And then we play E, 2nd fret D string, and then open D. And then we repeat that. And then we do like a little blues walk-up, where we play open A twice, slide into C sharp on the 4th fret, and then play, we kind of bar our 2nd fret, starting on the D string on up to the 1st string, play just the A note on the G string 2nd fret, and then we make like a B minor 7 chord shape, sort of, where we're playing now on the D string 4th fret, then 2nd fret underneath our bar, 3rd fret on the B string. And we play that chord and then lift it up to an A chord, just like the regular A bar chord, but with an open A string in between. And the last time we do it with no A string in between. So it's like that. There we go. And that's the first time through. The second time, the ending starts the same way, where we start on the A climb up. We hit A twice, C sharp twice, the A note that's underneath our bar, and then we play the bar, the 3 strings barred, the D string, G string, and B string, all barred on the 2nd fret, and then go into the B minor 7 chord shape. And then play an open A and back to the 2nd fret bar. So that's one more time. Now that's the second ending. So on the repeat, the second time through sounds like this. And then the third time through is identical to the first time. And now the fourth time through, once again, starts the same way. And then we make an F sharp minor 7 chord. So we're barring our 2nd fret all the way on all strings, putting our ring finger on 4th fret A string, and we play those 2 bass notes, and then everything, the middle strings, D, G, and B, and then do that again, and do it again. And this time we play those 3 strings twice. So right? And then that's basically the chorus. So the whole chorus sounds like this, slowly. Like that. That's basically the chorus. Now there's really only one part left, and that part is the interlude. Everything else sort of repeats. All these sections repeat themselves. And the interlude is where we have this little Irish influence thing. So what I'll do now is I'll play the interlude, and then I'll show you what I mean by Irish. I'm pretty sure you'll get it right away. But this is the interlude. Okay, so it's that this Irish jig feel. Especially that lick right there. So what we're doing, we're kind of doing a pickup, E to F sharp on the D string, 2nd to 4th fret, and then 2 Gs, but with a stop in between. It's not. It's boo-doo-da-ba, and we do that twice, and then here's the pickup, and then so we start with open G, and then second fret, 4th fret, pull off 2nd to open, and then 4th fret on the D string, and then 2, 4, open G, that's 2, 4 on the D string, open G, and then pull off 2 to open G, and then 4th fret on the D string. So that's so and then we play 2nd fret. And then do that little pickup, 2 to 4 on the D string. And then that pickup again. And then this time, we pull off on the 2nd string 3 to 2. And then play 2nd on the G string. And then pull off 5 to open on the B string. And then 2nd fret G string. So that's and then that whole thing repeats. So basically the first time through sounds like this. The second time through, we do pretty much an identical thing. Now this time we go like a quick little pull-off thing, and it's fast. So we're pulling off 3, 2, open on the B string, and then playing 2nd fret on the G string. And you want to make sure that you're really getting 3 like distinct sounds. You don't want like where the notes die off. And that comes from pulling off the fretboard instead of pulling down towards the ground. If you pull off down towards the ground, you'll get a nice crisp sound. And then we do pull off 5, 2, open, and then 2nd fret. And then the first part repeats again. So basically the second time through is like that. Right there. And fast, it sounds like this. Right there. And then it repeats again. This time with the original, not the fast version, but the slower version, which is still kind of fast. So the whole interlude, all of it together slowly sounds like this. And that's basically it. That's the interlude. So it does that really fast part only one time. And yeah, so I mean, when you're kind of mapping this out and you're looking at each section individually, I mean, they could literally be sort of a catalyst for like 3 or 4 individual songs in unto themselves, you know, but Steely Dan being the way they are, they compiled it into one fusiony, sort of proggy, sort of like, I don't know, amalgamation of all of it. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to kind of take these licks and, like I said, don't just learn them and regurgitate them and play, okay, so now I play the verse, now I play the chorus, and that's how you play Reelin in the Ears. That's good, that's super important, and that's why you came here to learn the song. However, in order to advance your playing really to a better, a higher level, take these licks apart and see if you can't play them in another key, in another feel, with a different song, over a different backing track, whatever the case may be, and see if you can't use these licks in the middle of an improvisation, or at least the idea of the lick. You know, you don't have to use the lick itself, but like, oh, he does that really quick Irish hammer-on pull-off thing, right? Try to include that into your playing, and that can potentially launch you somewhere new and creative, right? Or take like the verse, how he does that climb down, that scale climb down with a high note in between. Sort of take these licks apart and break them into like conceptual ideas and say, oh, I see what he's doing. He's just climbing down a scale and he's putting a high note in between each scale note. And then that right there can be a melodic tool for you to use in your improvisation in any key. Just do a scale, a descending scale, and put one note, a repeated note in between each note, and right there you've got something new that maybe you never would have thought of before. So take these licks apart and break them down into concepts, and the concepts will like definitely advance your playing if you can work on them and practice them in all the keys and in various feels and timing and everything like that. So, and as a bonus, obviously, well, not as a bonus, maybe that's the bonus, but the meat of the matter is that you can now play Reelin in the Ears.